Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be picking out my November TBR. The last couple of months I have done a TBR board game, but I missed my classic TBR jar and I want to do something different today than I did the last couple months. So we're bringing back the TBR jar. These are all prompts that I picked out in this video. I'll link it up in the cards. There are a lot of fun ones in here. I've only done a couple months of this. So we are going to pick out some prompts, pick my TBR for the month of November, and we'll see what we get. Let me know in the comments what is on your November TBR, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Last month, I think I had 8 books on my TBR, and I want to be doing a little bit more mood reading this month, so I am only going to pick 6 books. I really love having a TBR because it's fun to have a list of books that I'm like excited about reading, and it gets me reading some books off of my physical TBR, but I don't want to pick too many prompts, so we're gonna do 6. Unless I pick 6 short books, then maybe I'll pick another. I don't know. I always have a lot of fun with this, so let's just pick the first one. Okay, starting off strong. Read a book that is non-fiction. I think I'm gonna pick this. Okay. The book that I'm going to choose for this prompt is Killers of the Flower Moon. This is by David Grann, who wrote The Wager, which I read earlier this year and absolutely loved. His narrative storytelling for nonfiction is fantastic, and it makes nonfiction really interesting to read. This is an important history that I don't really know too much about, so I think that this is going to be a book that I enjoy reading. Oh, interesting. Okay, most recent book added to my Goodreads. I think I know what this is. So if you didn't see one of my last videos, I just got a Kindle, which means I have 3 free months of Kindle Unlimited. So the books that I have put on I've added a bunch of books to my Kindle Unlimited TBR or whatever, and so I think the most recent book on my Goodreads is one that I have on Kindle Unlimited. Oh yes, okay. It's called The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis, and I think it's on Kindle and Audible Unlimited, so I will have both the book and the audiobook. Cool, I'm excited about that one. It seems cool. I don't really know what it's about. I love books about books. Okay, easy. This one is read a book that is a soft cover. Pretty much all of my books are paperbacks because I hate hardcovers, so let me just find a book that I'm excited about reading. Okay, for this, I'm going to choose Beloved. This is on my top 24 TBR for 2024, and it's one of the few books I have left on that list. Really want to make sure I finish that list, and I really want to get to this book soon. I really could have chosen any book for that prompt, but I want to get books on my TBR that are books that I'm really trying to read. That was already 3. Ugh, I want to do more. Okay, this prompt uses the characters' names in the title. Let's see what I have on here. These are my 3 choices. I feel like this is a hard one because, yeah, I don't have any that are like directly the name of the character, but I feel like this is the name of the character. So the first one is Lincoln in the Barno. The next one is A Gentleman in Moscow, which isn't technically his name, but it's who the book is about, I'm assuming. Same thing with this book. This one is The Woman in Cabin 10, which is like who the book is about. I am going to choose this book. I got this one in a little free library like a couple months ago, and I was just looking at it on my shelf the other day. I forgot it was on there. I feel like this is like a fun, spooky mystery. I'm also going on a vacation next week. Maybe I will read this book on the airplane. Seems a little spooky, but maybe that will be fun. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. Ooh, okay. A book that became a movie. Oh. All right, for this prompt, I'm choosing The Martian. I have been wanting to read this book for a while. I actually kind of love movies about space. They freak me out a little bit, but at the same time, I think they're really fun. And my partner has been begging me to watch this movie, but I really want to read the book first. So I'm gonna put this one on my TBR and then we can watch the movie for it. I'm going with kind of an orangey theme for the books here. That was 5. I know I said I would only do 6, but I am gonna pick 2 more. So we'll do 7. Highest rated book on bookshelf. Okay, I'm gonna sort on my Goodreads, and then I'll pick the one that is on my physical TBR. My goal with this is to get books off of my physical TBR. Okay, interesting. Okay, the highest rated book that I have on my physical TBR that isn't a book that was on my TBR last month is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, which is actually a book I wanted to get to this month, but I am very intimidated by. Look what I put on my TBR this month.
Ugh, finally. I've been waiting to watch this movie.
I told them that. Okay, like I was saying before I got interrupted, I am intimidated by this book, but I am excited to read it, and I just placed a hold on the ebook of it so I can read it on my Kindle because I feel like that will be easier than reading this chunky book. All right, that one's going in the TBR. This is a good mix. I have mystery, fantasy, sci-fi, nonfiction, historical fiction. Wow, I've got like, I just need a lit fiction book and then we'll be good to go. Pretty good genre span. Last prompt I'm gonna do is read a book by a female author. Oh, actually, this is perfect. I'll just choose the book I wanted to choose. The book I was hoping to add to my TBR for November was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I have never read this, and last fall I said I was gonna read it because it's like dark academia set at a college in Vermont in the fall time. And like, that's the perfect book to read in the fall. Missed the window last fall, and now we've got like one more month of fall left, so it must be done in November. So I'm gonna put this on my list. I haven't read this one or The Goldfinch, or I think Donna Tartt has one more book. I've never read any Donna Tartt books, so looking forward to it. Wow, I've really got a whole stack of books from every genre. All right, let's run through the books on my November TBR. Okay, first one is Killers of the Flower Moon by David Graham. This is a nonfiction book about the murders of the Osage Nation and how that brought about the FBI. Interested to learn more about this history that I do not know a lot about, and I love David Graham's storytelling, so I think this one is going to be great. And then I'll be able to watch the movie that won an Oscar. The next book on my list is The Echo of Old Books, and this one is about a rare book dealer, tragic romance, decades-old literary mystery. Looks like it's historical fiction and magical realism. So that one sounds kind of fun. I'm most intrigued by that book because I really haven't heard anything about it, but I put it on my Kindle because it was a book about books and I just love books about books. So, okay, next book on my list is Beloved by Toni Morrison. This is a classic that I have never read, and I think it's about a slave woman whose baby died. This one I'm looking forward to reading and checking off of my top 24 for 2024 list. Next, I have The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, which is a mystery thriller book. I don't know anything else about it, and I prefer to go into mystery books blind so I can enjoy the whole book without knowing what it's about. So that's this one. The next book I have on my list is The Martian by Andy Weir, which is a book about space and an astronaut, the first man to walk on Mars. Like you heard my partner say, we really want to watch the movie, so I think I'm going to try to get to this one sooner rather than later. The next book I have on my list is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, which is the first book in his Cosmere series, and I am very intimidated by this book, but I really want to start reading Brandon Sanderson and getting into his fantasy books. I'm excited about this one. Nervous, but excited. And then last book on my November TBR is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which is like a dark academia mystery novel that takes place in the fall at a college in Vermont. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. It's about time I read it. These are all of the books on my November TBR. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any videos from me. I will be posting some fun reading vlogs this month. So if you want to see my reviews on these books, make sure to follow along. I also started a book focused Instagram recently, so that's linked down in the description like always. If you want real-time updates on what I'm reading, you can follow me there, or on my Goodreads. I also post real-time updates on Goodreads pretty frequently. Leave me a comment down below what is on your November TBR, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.